Hello everyone, my name is Beckett and welcome back to the channel. And today in Division 2 we're going to be taking a quick overlook at all the loot changes, how it affects you, where you need to be looting. Also, we're going to be taking a look at some passive changes that went over in TU 11.1. But before we get started, if you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button. And if you like the videos, please smash that like button. It really helps. We're growing into a nice little Division 2 channel, and all the support you guys have been pushing out is amazing and I appreciate it. Now let's get into the passive stuff first. So the new exotic chest piece that came out in TU 11, Ridgeway's Pride, got a huge buff. The armor regeneration you got for proccing the talent Bleeding Edge got doubled for every target you have a bleed on, and the bleed got buffed too. So instead of being 10 meters, which is way too close and it was very hard to keep even 1 or 2 bleeds up, now it's 15 meters and it's more balanced. Now it doesn't feel overpowered at this moment in the game, but I've only played with it for a day or two since the patch, but we will know sooner. But it just feels like it's where it should be. If it went any further, then I would say it's overpowered, but you still have to be very close to enemies all the time. So it's a risk versus reward, and it's a great exotic, and I would like to see more exotics like this in the game. Now let's hop over to the PvP side of the game, and PvP is an amazing part of this game, and Dark Zone is probably one of the best game modes ever made in a shooter, and there's nothing that really compares to it any game that I've played. Maybe Escape from Tarkov. Playing in the Dark Zone solo is something I suggest you do and you try very often. It's very fun once you get into it. Just always looking over your shoulder, worrying about, oh, I gotta call in extraction and I'm gonna run 100 meters away and just wait till the last second till I can throw my package on and get that Dark Zone gear out. It can be very stressful, but it's also fun. I've never had more fun in my life in a PvP scenario, besides maybe PUBG when you're like the last 2 people alive, and that's only 5 minutes, and that doesn't happen every round. Dark Zone gives you that experience all the time, every day, all day. Now they fixed the conflict firewall bug. That's great, but let's get into the passive changes, because that's really what is going to affect the PvP landscape and time to kill. So they decreased overall time to kill across the board 10%. That is quite huge, and I really do not have a problem with it. They also decreased shotgun damage by 12.5%. Doesn't surprise me because they just nerfed SMGs with the meta on how it's going, and they also increased damage shields take by 25%. I'm happy to see that nerf, and if they nerf shields too, all good. Like, I can take that 10% time to kill nerf because it was just too overpowered. Shields were just so strong, and then they could just pull out and just like instantly tap you and you'd be on the ground, and there's really no counter to that, and it's just not fun gameplay where fights last 1 or 2 seconds and you can't even do anything to counter it other than chicken dancing with the backfire, and that was pretty much it, and it just wasn't a fun experience. But I haven't had a chance to go into the Dark Zone yet since the changes have happened. Please let me know down in the comments, is it better, is it worse? Now let's hop in game and look at the actual loot changes. Alright, now that we're in game and we can actually pull up the open world, I can actually show you what's actually changed in the world and how targeted loot has changed for you and what you need to be doing moving forward to get the best loot you can. Ideally, we're still learning, so things may change. We may want to be in the summit all the time, and things may change where it may be more beneficial to stay in checkpoints and activities like it was before. But let's hop into that. So if we go up and pull up in our targeted loot, you can now see that the gear set, the random gear set drops are gone. It would just show like a chest, I think, and then we would just get random green gear sets. Now it is targeted loot for each set. As you can see, downtown east we have aces and eights. I believe this is Negotiator's Dilemma over at Jefferson Trade Center. This is going to be a lot easier to farm those specific gear sets and make our specific builds much easier, not just praying for RNG on top of RNG on top of R and G, and it's quite crazy. Although it may not be as lucrative as the summit. Now, when they first announced TU11 and the changes to the summit, or I mean TU 11.1, I thought that they said that bonuses targeted loot would also be in the open world, and I could be wrong, but it seems like it is not in the open world. And is that a sad thing? Yes, we can't choose multiple directives in an open world, and it makes the summit so much better for loot. And if you love the summit, it's a good thing. And if you're kind of on the fence, you might just be screwed. Now let's hop over into a summit and check that out. All right, now when we pull up in our map in our summit, it's gonna look totally different than it was before. And we can do a lot different things. If we go over here and we click R, we can go and look and we can pick our targeted loot. Now this is personal targeted loot, and you can change this anytime. You can literally kill one enemy, be like, I don't like this, I'm gonna change the shotguns. You kill another enemy or get another drop, nah, I wanna change the hardwire. I wanna do this. And I found this was very great, and it's probably the best way to get loot right now. And I'm sorry guys, but go into the summit. If you want max roll, you want god rolls, you want everything, go into the summit. It seems to be dropping the most gear for me, but I still have been staying in random missions. I know, but I like it. I enjoy it. That's where I want to be playing the game. If I need to get something, I'll go in the summit for an hour or something, but otherwise I'm going to be spending most of my time out doing missions out in the open world, because that's what I love to do in the game, and I don't want to be stuck in this building. And also we can go ahead and hop over here, and if we go open, and our floor menu has totally changed, and now we can see, if we hit G on our keyboard, we can see threat scaling. Threat scaling was added to kind of feel like more progression inside the summit, which is great. It just means more loot. More lieutenants are going to be spawning for the higher floors we go. And as you can see, when we get up to 80, 90, you know, we have 83, 86, 89 lieutenant squads that are spawning. So we're going to have named enemies coming out, and we're going to have 3 named bosses coming out. So it's going to be a lot of loot, and this is why I say it's so lucrative, and you just need to stay in there. And then we can go over here and we can go to change settings. If we set our difficulty, you can see over here it says additional targeted loot. That will come into play when we start picking our directives. And then we can come over here and we can pick any directives. And when you're coming and picking your directives, pick what is best for you. Don't put something that's gonna make it so hard for you to get loot or progress through each level that it's worthless, and you would be better off just farming challenging, I don't know, activities or something that's not even worth it, if you know what I mean. So they have all the old ones and they have some of the new ones. I'm going to make a video going over everything later when it comes to directives, what you should be doing it, when you should be doing it, depending on your builds. But that is it for this little quick overview. I hope everything helps and you understand how the looting process works now and where you should be in the Division 2. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time.